Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID, so please reach out to us and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you. Yourself, if you are creating jobs yourself, or maybe if you're creating job given by someone else, you have to ask this question: hey, what is the language? Can you ask this question? So it can be Java, it can be C++, it can be Perl, it can be Python, it can be Ruby, it can be Scala, it can be .NET, it can be literally anything. Then you should ask your question, okay, let's say this guy has said Java. So do I have JDK installed in my where? Understanding all of you? Hello?
Yes, yes.
So which language? What is your language? Java, and which version you have to ask also. There are so many versions, right? 13. So your code will compile in 12 or 13 or 14 or 15 or .NET 2, .NET 3, .NET 4, .NET 5. What exactly? Python 3, Python 2. What exactly? So you have to ask this question, and you should check. Okay, this is should be here. Next question you ask, where is the code? Where is the code? Nowadays, the code you have in the Git only. But earlier, I remember that we has to have a code in Git, SBN, CFS, Perforce, Clearcase, Mercury. Nowadays, life is very easy actually. So you have a code in Git URL, access, all this thing you need to have it. Okay. Now, then you should ask next question, what is your builder? What is a builder? Anyone have idea what is a builder? Anyone can comment? Anyone can comment?
To build the code, I mean,
Builder means
It can be
builder.
Marvin.
Yes, wonderful. Yes, it can be Maven. Yes. See,
ah,
builder means, I'll put it in a very simple way. See, I have a 10 million lines of code, 5,000 files are there, 100 directories are there. I'm not going to get lost in that all this complexity. Tell me one master script. I'll put it in very simple way. Master script which I trigger, everything should happen. That master script I should trigger, build should happen. The master script I'll trigger, uh, code scanning should happen, unit testing should happen, packaging should happen, this one, what is a deployment should happen, testing should happen. Everything should happen when I call the master script. Now the question is, the master script will be what? So guys, master script can be your bash script also. If you are in Windows guy, PowerShell script also. If you are having Maven also, Ant also, MS Build also, Gradle also. Okay, just avoid the spelling mistake. Okay, it can be literally command also. It can be any script also. That is a master script. Concept of master script is very wide. You call this guy, work will be happen. So you should ask yourself, or the person who's giving you the task, what is the master script? Because I don't need anything more than that. I have my own work. Give me the master script which will call this, and rest of the things will happen. So you have to ask this one. Now you should say, okay, how often this build should happen, build testing, whatever it is, how often it should trigger, daily, monthly, at certain fixed time, all this thing. Okay, how often it should happen. And then you should also ask last question, once the work is done, job is done, whom should be notified, whom should be getting feedback, should getting feedback. Okay, so this is something. This, how many questions we have? How many questions? 5 questions, right? Yeah. So this is a secret formula. If you ask these 5 questions to yourself or someone who's giving a task, you never get stuck. Okay, in Jenkins, to get started with it. So what is your language? Java. Java is installed. Java is installed. Yeah, it's installed. I installed it just now while installing it. Which version? So I think Java 11. That is more than needed actually. Yeah, 11. Now where is the Git? So Git is installed. Git is installed. All wonderful. So URL and access. So where is the URL? So I have some sample projects for you, which you can use it for the building purpose. So here, demo lab. Just a second, guys. So this is sample project in Java. So this is a URL, and this is not protected by password, so anyone can access it. Okay. So here this is job. What is a builder? Builder is Maven. Now Maven, those who know that, what is a goal name? So for compilation, goal name is compile only. You know that, right? For testing, we have a goal name test also. For packaging, we have a goal name package only. Now, I must tell you one thing, guys. Important statement. I think if you are using Jenkins, then you should know Git also. You should know SonarQube also, Maven also, Unit also, Packer also, Artifactory also, Ansible also, Selenium also, Jacoco also. Everything you should know, else you will not be able to do that. And that is the reason I taught you every tools from last 2.5 months. So I think you should not be having questions about this now. Correct now? All of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So remember that this is you are the integrator, so you should know everything about your environment. Okay, how often build? So let's say hourly. And whom should we get a feedback? Let's say I want to send the feedback to DevOps at the rate of rajeshkumar.xyz. So guys, you got the answers. Now, meanwhile, my Jenkins is also configured here. I save time here. So my username Rajesh, password Rajesh123, Rajesh123, email at Rajesh Kumar, email address DevOps at the rate of Rajesh Kumar dot xyz, and save and continue. That's all. So my Jenkins is configured on this DNS. I don't have it, so IP address is okay and ready to use it. So guys, this is your Jenkins. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so now if you look at this, don't get scared from the UI. I told you magic formula that will save your time. But here job and new item is the same thing actually. Okay, so don't get confused. Here agent means node, the one which I was discussing. You can add a more agent. One agent will be there by default. You can configure AWS and Azure also here. Node. Don't get lost again. When I say configure cloud means your node, this node will be on a cloud where you can build that activity. So that can be possible also. Okay, and here you see the build history, number of people. Admin option is, we call it manage Jenkins. This is the administration option. Okay, some views. This is the build queue, and these are the executors where the build will be running. Simple. Okay, so what to do? Either click my new item or click create a job. Now guys, create a job. First you create a, see here multiple options are there. Freestyle, pipeline, folder, multi-branch. Don't get lost. All are simple. Just get started with the always freestyle project. Before that, I'll create a folder. What folder? So this is a which project? A DevOps school project. And I'm creating one folder. Okay, save it. So here go to home page. Here is a folder. I'll create one more folder. Which folder? This is a Rajesh X folder, and one more folder I created. So that means instead of creating a job in the home page here, I'm creating a folder. That way it's organized. Multiple organizations can create like that. Okay, so DevOps school here. Now what you want to create a job? Now always create a job with a freestyle. What you want to do? So build freestyle, click OK. Now here what you see, again, don't get scared. These all are easy. I told you don't need to fill every options. Don't need to fill every options because I told you it's a free software. There is a some learning curve required. It's not a team city. It's not a build bamboo and all. They will give you pop up and saying that hey, you have to do step number 1, then step number 2. It's not like that. You have to be open mind with that. Don't get scared. Everything is optional. Nothing is mandatory. Logic is important, and that logic which I said it to you. Okay, so what to do? So once you're starting, just read this all this option. Don't need to complicate your mind. But source code management here is a Git. Now what is the URL? Here I decided URL is this one, and credential is not required. I'll scroll down, and build trigger I'll not touch now. Build environment also not touch now. And here in the build step. So build step, who is your builder? Maven compile, correct? So go to this here. Look at this, ant is there, shell is there, gradle is there, batch is there, windows is there. So everything will be there. Now some options, if you are not able to find out, no problem, install the plugins. This option
Oh,
has come because of install the plugins default one. Make sense?
yes.
Yeah, tell me. Hello.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So so what is that? So guys, you tell me what should I select here? I'm little lost now.
Marvin, want
Where
to
is that?
select
Invoke
want to
top level
select
Maven, right?
Marvin for
Yeah.
build.
Yeah, goal. What is the goal here for building the project? Guys, you have to tell me because you guys have studied 2 months. I did not study.
So what do we want to
Hello.
do? We want to
Goal name of the building the project. This project is in Maven, which is here. So what should be the goal name? Just now I told you compile, test, package. By the way, you have
okay.
to
It's
repeat
to
that Maven
compile.
session again.
To
Yeah,
compile.
compile. That's all. Okay. So third question is what is the builder is done? How often this build you want to happen? So there is a trigger option here, and there is a one build periodically, and I'll write hourly. Now we'll say Rajesh, how do you write blindly? So I don't write blindly here. You know what? Jenkins has given explanation for each field, but the you should be having patience to read it. For example, what is this? Question mark. What is this? Question mark. What is this? Question mark. So same way, if I go and check the trigger here, build periodically question mark, I will read it, and here schedule I will read it. And I don't know how many of you have idea about the cron job. Do you understand that? So this is the
Yes,
cron job, guys. This is the cron. Okay. So now why I said hourly, because hard coded cron is there also. So one of these I used it. So what I'm trying to say here, some of the fields you might not know because 1800 plugins,
Mm.
more than 10,000 fields you will see experience over the period of time in the next 5 years. No one is going to come to teach you. So you start learning yourself the tactics, what exactly this is, click, read it, have a patience, and then you'll get to that. Okay. So please understand that.
Rajesh?
That's the reason. Hmm.
Yes. How do we install a new plugin after we have initiated our
Yeah, that's
Jenkins?
very easy actually, but I'll tell you after some time because let me finish this work. Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, this is the early, and whom should you want? So email to be sent. So you should be at the end of it, right? So here logic post build action. So here there's a mail functionality here. And what is email ID? Here. All this thing you just read it, okay, and save it. My one job is done, guys. One job, build, done. Go here, build now. And now see that here, left side, cursor, follow my cursor, build is failed. Wonderful. So now build is failed. Build number one. This is the log console output and edit build information, all this thing. This is the code which I'm building. Took this many seconds. Add descriptions and all this stuff. Now why it's failed? Logs. Click on the logs. So guys,
Hmm.
one thing, uh, reading the log is 80% of your job done in DevOps. So tell me, what is the problem? Why this is failing?
There is no such file. Said
No,
no
in
such
checkout, no,
file.
commit, no, source file is there, no? I'll show you this. Go to the DevOps school, build, and here workspace, you see this whole source file, you got it. From where? Here it is. So this you got it actually. So let me show you the logs again. Read it. Don't rush. I'll tell you the incident of last week. There was one error in Kubernetes environment, and me and along with myself, along with my team, we were struggling from last 10 days. We were not able to solve it, including myself. And what was the reason? We were so ignorant. We were not reading the log file. And I mean, reading the log file, but not reading the exact lines actually. And because of that, we and my team lost 10 days actually. And finally one day I decided, no matter what will happen, because escalations were there, so no matter what I will do, try to fix it. Whole night I got up and only read the log file, and I found out it was so stupid mistake, so stupid mistake. It could have been done in 1 second, that fixing, but we along with the team, we took 10 days for that. Why? The reason is not like we are not qualified person. We all are qualified person, but the only thing is we were so ignorant, not reading the logs actually properly. We want
Yes.
that to be fixed by the Google. So you tell me, read the logs, only 10 lines, and tell me what is the problem.
The
Sorry, it
course
is
is
not compiling.
Uh-huh.
MVN compile is not executed. You can see
So what could be the fix for this?
that Marvin
Yes, you have
build.
to install Maven. Remember that Jenkins will not do. See, many people think Jenkins will do everything. You have to configure for that so Jenkins can do everything. See, Java install, Git I install, Maven
No,
not installed.
that's fine.
See, that's a problem. But there is one more problem right now. So you found out the issue. That's wonderful. Maven is not installed. Here is the problem. Okay, it's not there, Maven, but there is a problem. So Ramu is saying, hey, I need a Maven 2.5.
Ah,
Krishna is saying, I need a Maven 3.5. You know, Jamie is saying, I need a Maven 4.5. Now I can install only one version of Maven, right? See, I can install only one version of Git. I cannot install multiple, only this one. Java also, I can install only one version of Java. So I cannot install multiple version of, if I run this command, Maven will be installed. But the problem is everyone is demanding their own version. How do we do that? And this is a real time problem. You will have it. Everyone will demand their own Java version, their own Maven version, their own Ant version, their own Gradle version, their own Ruby version, their own Python version, their own version of software, because Jenkins is centralized to the team, right? So how do you solve this problem? And that is where Jenkins will help you. Okay, that is where the Jenkins will help you. So how? So let's try to fix this. Go to the Jenkins home, manage Jenkins admin sections of it. And guys, have little patience. Read it. Don't rush. Don't rush to the solutions. Read it. The moment you read it, you'll understand that. Configure system global means if I want to configure Jenkins for all the jobs, this is the right place. Configure tools, locations, automatic installer tools. Here add, remove, disable, enable plugin. Here nodes, add, remove, control, monitor, nodes, agent. So you tell me, where should I go?
global settings.
Nope. Global tool configuration, no? This is where the tools will be stored, right now? Correct now? Hello? This is the configurations for Jenkins. This is the tools for Jenkins. This is for plugins for Jenkins. This is for nodes for Jenkins. Make sense, all of you?
Yes.
Wonderful. By the way, adding a user, any credential you stored, okay, you will find it encrypted version here. Okay. Vault, anyone have learned Vault? So
Vault.
if you don't, huh, Vault, okay. So if you don't want to store the, okay, anyone have idea about this Azure Key Manager or KMS in AWS? Vault. So if you don't
Where
want
the
to store,
where the secret is stored.
yeah. So if you don't want to store the your password encrypted format in Jenkins, okay,
Hmm.
you can configure third-party tools also like Vault, Azure, AWS, all this thing you can store actually. Okay, so good. So now this is the option, we'll go for it. And here so many options again, don't get lost. Multiple Git, multiple Gradle, multiple Ant, multiple Maven you can configure. Your tool names is not there, no problem, install plugins. So right now Maven, add Maven. So here I'll say Rajesh Maven. I'm saying because that's my Maven. And you want to set the manually path, not interested, automatically let it be. Which version of Maven? Anyone select the version and then save it. Again come back. One more Maven I want to add it. So here, how
Hmm.
do we do that? So here Rajesh to, let's say Jamie. Jamie Maven. What he version he wants? He want 1.2 and save it. So like that you can have a multiple version of Maven, Git, Java, this and that. Now go back to the jobs. DevOps school, build, edit, configure. Go to the build steps. And here automatically that option has come now. So which one?
Hmm.
Rajesh. Save it. Build now again. And now let's watch the console for the logs. Here it is. See that? Got it? And build success. Understood all of you?
Hmm.
Any
Yes.
questions, guys?
No.
Mukhtar, Sunil, Reddy, Rikshak, Risikat.
No question.
Cool. Okay, so this is your Jenkins. How to configure jobs, I taught you. Now, next thing is I want to set up a multiple jobs. So I have to set up one job for build UT package. Three jobs I have decided to set up. So what I'll do? So am I going to configure again from scratch everything? No, I'm very lazy person. So what we'll do? So in Jenkins, click new and build. Oh, sorry, build UT, right? Testing, test. And this time I'm not going to create a from scratch. Copy from build, save it. So see, without hard work, let's say assume build job, I spent 2 hours to configure it. So I just copy it, save it. And this is the way you can copy it. So two job you got it. Now here, what I'm going to do, configure, because this is a test job, right? So here compile, test, save it, build now, done. So one more job I want to create, which is called package. Okay. So let's create one new item, package. Again, I'll copy from the build. Okay. And build steps, package. So one job will do the build, one job will do the testing, one job will do the package. And this is the way I configure three jobs and good to go. Understood all of you?
Mm. Yes.
Yeah. So guys, this job automatically, see, hourly it should not happen. See here, hourly it should not, because we don't have a time. So what I'll do, I'll play a little bit tricks here. Go to the build, configure, and I'll say, hey, build it every 5 minutes or something like that. So where is that
Okay.
options here? So some example, this will do every 15 minutes. So here every 2 minutes. So see here, this got updated. Save it. Build now. Automatically now it will be built like that. Okay, so this is the way you set up the Jenkins, and this is the way you configure the directory. This is the way you configure the jobs and so on. Any questions?
Break.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.